So I'm sitting down. I'm ready. I'm ready for Barack Obama to be handed his head by Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney is going to have the facts surely on Libya. Surely Mitt Romney and all the best and the brightest minds around him will craft the best way to present this damning and dangerous case to the American people. And then, like manna falling from the sky, the very first question from Bob Schieffer sounded like it was crafted in the heavenly realms and sent down on the wings of angels, prepared solely for Mitt Romney to devour. Watch.
The first question, and it concerns Libya. The controversy over what happened there continues. 4 Americans are dead, including an American ambassador. Questions remain. What happened? What caused it? Was it spontaneous? Was it an intelligence failure? Was it a policy failure? Was there an attempt to mislead people about what really happened?
Translation? Mitt, here's your chance at redemption from your Libya misstep last time. Sick 'em! And then he opens his mouth. And he shocked everyone that was in the audience and let Obama off the hook. He talked about the region and in general how conditions have deteriorated, but he didn't mention anything about the administration ignoring the warnings, nor the blatant politicking, or the outright lies, or who made the decision after you watched them die, Mr. President. Now, my thoughts ranged from, that's not the choice I would have taken, to what planet is Mitt on, to, gee, I hope he returns to Earth very soon, to, God, you'll understand if I just take a couple of drinks, right? I had the whole spectrum handled last night. Where's Petraeus? How about that one? Where is anyone standing up saying Americans don't leave our guys behind? And why isn't he saying anything about this? It was not a good night at my house. But then I settled down a bit, and my blood stopped boiling, mostly because all of my blood was shooting out all over the floor. And it began to dawn on me, I actually had this thought, now wait a minute. His mind is not my mind, and my mind's not his mind. Maybe this guy and that guy are having a conversation. Let's think this through. What's happening here? And then I realized this debate's not made for me. It's not made for you. This debate really is for maybe 1 million people. And you know who those people are? The dummies that haven't made up their mind yet. That's who that debate was for last night. Those people drive me out of my mind. Do you understand them? They're like, well, you know, they're both so much alike. I don't know which one to choose. Really? So I don't understand them. Do you? Nope. No. Okay? That's why we may not understand the choice that Romney made last night. What did Obama have to do? Obama had to fire up his base. He did it. He hammered. He was aggressive. Get him. That's what he was doing. So while he was firing up his base, I believe Romney was expanding it, because he was going after the independent, undecided vote. He had to first do no harm. Okay, that's hard, especially, you know, last time with Candy, who was like, that's not what happened. President Obama and I were just going over the questions earlier. And okay, pretty hard to do. Do no harm, especially when no one will back you up. Do no harm. Also, don't look combative. Don't look mean. Don't, in this particular case, look like a warmonger. You don't want anybody to freak out and think that you're going to take us to war. He had to be firm, but quite frankly, after last week's debate where the media decided to fact-check him on Libya, which they turned out to be wrong on, Romney couldn't afford another mistake like that. I think he chose to stay away and let the president strike first. And that's what happened. Mitt is an honorable man. I think, and David Barton and I talked about it, I think he may be the closest thing that we've had in a long time since to be close to what George Washington was. Maybe he was trying to do what Washington did. Maybe he's trying to raise a standard. To quote George Washington, if I may, let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair. He was doing, let's raise the standard, because look, who looked like the community organizer and who looked like the president last night? Let's raise a standard that everybody can see, and then let it go. The event is in the hand of God. And that's true. 2 weeks. Have you done everything you're supposed to? The event is in the hand of God now. This battle that we're fighting right now, I'm telling you, it's not about Obama and it's not about the Democrats, but of principalities and spiritual forces of darkness. That's really what's going on here. Was Mitt led to allow the president to go on the attack? I don't know. And he's certainly not going to tell me. Did the belittling and launching petty attacks help Obama? Oh, no. What do your friends say? They all think they're the same. Oh, they're all the same. I hate both of them. No, they weren't the same last night. At least not to this group. Remember how small of a group this is actually being done for. Here's a group that was on CBS, a group of undecided voters from Ohio. Watch.
When it was all over, they were asked who won. The president got 2 votes. Governor Romney got 6. All said they'd made up their minds, at least for now.
Was this
everybody in the media will tell you that Obama won, but with people who think differently, who haven't made up their mind yet, Mitt won in Ohio. Yes, Mitt left a lot of punches on the table. A lot of them, Mitt. A lot. He could have hit hard on how the administration is funneling weapons into Syria through the Muslim Brotherhood, or how the president is too buddy-buddy with Turkey right now and chatting it up with Iran. Maybe he should be a little more forceful or stand up for the people when they stand up in the streets. He didn't. He completely deflected the attack line Obama surely wanted to go off on. And that line is this: Mitt Romney is a warmonger. This is what everyone on television was saying yesterday. Mitt Romney, you know, is a warmonger. That's what the new Obama ads were saying leading up to it. Mitt Romney is a warmonger. Did you see a warmonger on TV last night? Because I sure didn't. It's weird. It's almost like the media has him wrong and the president has him wrong. So now who do you trust? Romney may have successfully told people without ever saying it, he's not the evil, rich guy, antagonist, warmonger that the Obama campaign has made him out to be. He also displayed a strong command of global politics. That was important. But here's something even more important. Romney knew that you don't win in foreign policy against the president, even this one. And what did he do? He kept tying foreign policy to economic policy. He may have been doing that because he's trying to get it into his wheelhouse, but I don't think so. I think it's because he really believes there is no foreign policy if you don't have an economic policy. That's true. We've been saying for years, you want to bring down America, you can't do it militarily. You have to do it financially. So this election, either way, it's all about the economy, stupid. And Mitt Romney laid his sword down last night, mostly. And now we have to decide. But we also have to spread the word. Because the media is not going to help you show who Mitt Romney is and who the president is. Evidence of the media's negligence in regards to Obama's lies is apparent in the confidence which the president tells these lies. He tells them on TV like crazy. And nobody's calling him out on them. There's one claim in particular that stood out with Obama. He triumphantly declared, go look it up. Look at this.
My plan to get the industry on its feet when it was in real trouble was not to start writing checks. It was President Bush that wrote the first checks. I disagree with that. I said these companies need to go through a managed bankruptcy, and in that process they can get government help and government guarantees, but they need to go through bankruptcy to get rid of excess cost and the debt burden that they'd built up. And Fortunately,
Governor Romney,
the
that's
president
not
took
what you said.
Fortunately, the president, you can take a look at the op-ed.
Governor Romney, you did not say that you would provide governor help.
I said that we would provide guarantees, and that was what was able to allow these companies to go through bankruptcy, to come out of bankruptcy. Under no circumstances would I do anything other than to help this industry get on its feet. And the idea that has been suggested that I would liquidate the industry, of course not. Of course not.
Let's check the record.
That's the height of silliness.
I
have never said I would liquidate the industry.
Governor,
I want to keep the industry going and thriving.
This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, look at what the president just said. And he said it with such confidence. He knows who he's going after right now. He is only going after the dummy vote. And he is so arrogant, and he has the press so in his back pocket that he knows he can say anything. Anything. He can look you in the eye and say, I'm the whitest white man you've ever seen. Mr. President, you're black. How dare you? I'm not here in front of you right now. You're not seeing me. Mr. President, I'm watching you on TV. How dare you? This is the kind of stuff. He thinks he's a Jedi master. It is dangerous how arrogant this guy is with his lies. Here is the op-ed. This is the op-ed that Mitt Romney wrote in 2008. This is what he's saying. You never said that. Mitt Romney says, go look at the op-ed. It was in the New York Times. President Obama knows exactly what he said. This is not something that's difficult to look up. President Obama knows if he just plants enough seeds of doubt in enough people, he can win. It is important and imperative that you point out to your friends exactly what this president did. This is what Mitt Romney wrote. He said, if General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler get the bailout their chiefs of executives asked for yesterday, you can kiss the American automotive industry goodbye. He's not saying liquidate it. He's saying you got to save it. The same thing that I was saying as well. You cannot give it all of this government money and get the government in bed, or they'll start making cars that explode. What does he say? Pull it out, the last couple of lines. Detroit needs a turnaround, not a check. And the federal government, do we have the rest? The federal government should provide guarantees for post-bankruptcy financing and assure car buyers that their warranties are not at risk. Understand it? He said, I'm not going to give them a bailout. I will help them. I will guarantee that everything's going to be okay. If they should fail, we'll guarantee it. But it's a loan. It confirms that everything Romney said is absolutely true. Obama blatantly lied. He knew it. Obama also said that Romney in 2008 said America should ask Pakistan for permission before going in to kill bin Laden. Not true. Romney said last night, keep our options quiet. That's what he said, keep our options quiet. Keep our options quiet. Not ask for permission. That's our options. We're in military procedures now. We're at war, for the love of Pete. Obama claimed Romney said Russia was the biggest geopolitical threat facing America. Wrong again. He called them a foe and said they are the greatest threat to the world. The greatest threat to the world that it faces is a nuclear Iran. President Obama knows all of this. And if he doesn't, then he's the most sloppy, incompetent president of all time. Finally, Obama said that he had never gone on the apology tour. Some fact checkers gave Obama a pass on this one because he never said the word apology, and he never had T-shirts printed that said tour on it either. What does an apology tour mean? That you go around the rest of the world and you're like, oh, America's been so bad. Romney explained it very well last night.
Mr. President, the reason I call it an apology tour is because you went to the Middle East and you flew to Egypt and to Saudi Arabia and to Turkey and Iraq. And by the way, you skipped Israel, our closest friend in the region. But you went to the other nations. And by the way, they noticed that you skipped Israel. And then in those nations, and on Arabic TV, you said that America had been dismissive and derisive. You said that on occasion, America had dictated to other nations. Mr. President, America has not dictated to other nations. We have freed other nations from dictators.
Okay. Then he goes in and says, oh my gosh, well, this whole apology tour, that's nonsense. That is the truth. But the press will not do their job. They will not expose this president, so it's up to you to find the truth and make the choice.